Welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. So the last 24 hours has been interesting, to say the least. I mean, we got a lot of updates from the summit, a lot of questionable updates as well. And I do question what's really going on behind the scenes, because we are being told one thing and then all of a sudden everything switches up. Like, it just feels as if we are getting manipulated by the biggest names out there, which again, I will reiterate a little bit and, kind of elaborate as we do get further on into this video. But when we look at today's prices in the market, we could see this, right? Bitcoin, $85,000, Ethereum, $2,000, XRP, $2.34. Most of the market selling off in a substantial way in the last 24 hours. This is the top gainers, by the way, in terms of the top 100 over the last, let's go with last 30 days. Okay. Outside of Barachain, just recently launched, the only reason why it's actually positive. Outside of that, the other gains in the last 30 days, by the way, we're talking about the last 30 days. The list ends at 0.32%. There's only, a slew of winners here. If we're talking about losses, well, check out the double-digit plus losses in the last 30 days. This is the current state of the crypto market. I don't think that I have to be the one to tell you guys that this is depressing. This sucks. This is frustrating. This is not, bullish at all. It's actually bearish right now. But are we in a bear market? Everyone has been talking about a bear market, bull market. What actually are we in? Again, here we have some additional losses in the top 500, double-digit, losses across the board. This is some of the top gainers in the last 30 days. Top 500, by the way. Again, very minimal gains here. And if we're talking about, the altcoin market, let's go to the alt season index. Again, Bitcoin season essentially. This is the top 100 coins performance over the last 90 days. We're talking about 3 months, guys. Okay. Well, this looks a little bit different. We have about what? Like 12 or so actual positive coins here. The rest is just bearish. Even XRP flipping bearish on the last 90 days. The whole list here, I mean, we're talking about the top 100 coins. Down 70+%. This is the worst portion of the cycle so far since the actual cycle began. So when I see a lot of you, in the comments getting pretty bearish or getting negative, I understand where you guys are coming from, because it's not an easy market right now. But do I think that we are still in a bull market? 100%. I think that this is just one corrective phase in the actual alt season, bull run sort of time frame, if you will. Because again, we can't really call this alt season. I mean, if we're really thinking about this logically, Bitcoin dominance still well over 60+%. We are not in alt season just yet. But I do think that this is a corrective wave in the macro wave 5 of the actual cycle if we're going off of TA and the Elliott wave theory. But outside of just TA or the talks about prices, let's actually talk about what happened at the summit. So number one, on the 6th, we got a big update from President Trump. Again, today during the summit, everyone thought a little bit different, right? Everyone thought that this executive order we were going to get a little bit more details on this. But this is basically the update, right? This is that strategic reserve. Breaking, President Trump signs executive order officially creating a Bitcoin strategic reserve. Check it out.
Today we're signing, this is very historic, an executive order establishing a strategic Bitcoin reserve and digital asset stockpile. This is a promise that you made throughout the campaign, and today we're keeping that promise. The reserve will be capitalized with Bitcoin that the federal government already owns, so it won't cost taxpayers a dime. This is like a digital Fort Knox for digital gold. And premature sales of Bitcoin over the past years cost American taxpayers over $17 billion in lost value because we didn't have a long-term strategy.
Right.
Now we do. So.
And this is something you believe in fully?
100%, yeah.
Okay.
And the whole community believes in it.
Very good. And I made the promise, right?
Absolutely.
So of course there's him signing it. There's the actual update. And do you guys notice something that's, different in this video from what we've been hearing? Well, here we have the update. This is the deeper dive. So Donald Trump's executive order calls for two separate things, a strategic reserve and a stockpile. The strategic reserve will contain only Bitcoin, the digital asset with the most store of value, using the 200,000 plus or so tokens already in the government's possession that has been seized over the years through criminal and civil forfeiture. So again, they're not buying any more Bitcoin. In fact, they're not buying any Bitcoin. They're just renaming the amount of Bitcoin that they're holding because of the, amount seized through criminal and civil forfeiture. And they're just renaming it the strategic reserve. Like, this is ridiculous. Okay, so now we have Sachs says DCENT and Lutnick have also been given authorization to explore means of acquiring more Bitcoin through avenues that will not cost the taxpayer. The executive order also mandates a full audit of all the digital assets currently in the government's possession. The other is a digital asset stockpile containing assets other than Bitcoin, presumably XRP, ADA, Ethereum, and Solana, as announced by the president last weekend, and potentially others. The key difference between the reserve and the stockpile is that the government will not actively look for ways to purchase more of the assets contained in the stockpile. It will only explore using government funds if they can find budget-neutral ways to do that on buying Bitcoin. Sachs says the purpose of the stockpile is responsible stewardship of the government's digital assets under the U.S. Treasury. So again, they're not going to be buying any more Bitcoin unless they can find a budget-neutral way to do it. And XRP, ADA, Ethereum, and Solana, well, they're going in the stockpile. Excuse me? This is completely different than what we heard before. And by the way, David Sachs is over here telling us that, ADA, Solana, and XRP were mentioned by Trump solely because they were among the top cryptocurrencies by market capitalization. Listen close.
Of the American people.
Just going into what's in the holding of the US government, going back to what President Trump mentioned over the weekend, talking of Ripple, Solana, other alternative coins, that people are wondering whether they're going to be included in this stockpile. Will they? Does the US own them? Why mention them by the president?
Well, the president just mentioned the top 5 cryptocurrencies by market cap. So I think people are just reading into this a little bit too much. He just mentioned the top 5. In terms of what we'll actually have, again, we have to do the accounting. We're not sure, sitting here today, whether the federal government owns any of these alternative cryptocurrencies. We know it owns Bitcoin. I believe it owns some Ethereum. I'm not sure about the other ones. This is why we have to do the accounting, is that, to be honest, no one's been able to give us a straight answer yet in terms of what the federal government owns. And this is part of the problem, is that we've never really had a digital asset strategy before. And this is why we've, missed out on accumulating a lot of value for the American people.
So David Sachs is now telling us that we were reading into this way too much. That Trump only mentioned that, these cryptocurrencies because they were in the top, list. No, David, you're actually wrong about this completely. This is the actual post from Trump. A U.S. crypto reserve will elevate this critical industry after years of corrupt attacks by the Biden administration, which is why my executive order on digital assets directed the presidential working group to move forward on a crypto strategic reserve that includes XRP, Solana, and ADA. It does not say a crypto stockpile that includes XRP, Solana, and ADA. It says a crypto strategic reserve. Now, on top of this, right, remember that he had to post about Bitcoin and Ethereum later on, because this is from his official account on Truth Social, the website, his social media platform that he actually posted these on. Here we have the first post talking about XRP, Solana, and ADA being included in that crypto strategic reserve. And then later on that day, he had to quote it and say, and obviously Bitcoin and Ethereum as other valuable cryptocurrencies will be the heart of the reserve. I also love Bitcoin and Ethereum. He doubled down on it, but also had to include Bitcoin and Ethereum later. So it wasn't even Bitcoin being the first one to be included in this strategic reserve. This is absolutely wild. I think that this is exactly what happened. Number one, he posted this. XRP, Solana, and ADA went absolutely parabolic. Somebody got rich. Somebody was holding. Somebody was selling as well during that time. Then he probably heard that, hey, guess what? We don't actually hold these, so we would have to be buying them. We do have 200,000 plus Bitcoin, though, that we seized that got forfeited to us. So we could easily just rename that the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. Like, what is going on here? This is clear manipulation. Anyone that's saying that this isn't manipulation is blind. Because while we see all of these moves being completely countered by the actual moves being made, because again, all words that we've been hearing are now starting to be flipped in completely different directions by the actual actions. But while we're hearing this, we have Donald Trump's sons telling us, oh, you gotta hold, you gotta, hodl, buy Bitcoin, don't sell it. This is just ridiculous. Now, big shout out to Knightsbucks. I hope that I'm saying that name correctly over on X. He said, I don't like being gaslit by the crypto czar. Clearly, XRP, Solana, and ADA were not named merely because they are top 5. ADA is not even top 5. Ethereum is number 2 and was not mentioned. And on top of that, the language on Sunday was strategic reserve, not stockpile. Nothing said today adds up. I completely agree with this. Watching this PR cleanup is quite embarrassing. No one is reading into it too much. They're simply walking back the most direct and important announcement in US crypto history days after it happened. And yeah, I'm completely furious because of this. Because we were told one thing and completely misdirected it when the actual actions had to happen. I actually think all of this is incredibly bullish for crypto. I agree. And all would have been well and good to announce yesterday if it had not been for the tweet Sunday. Agree completely. So why did that happen? Why did Charles and Brad not know about it or celebrate it? Whoever is rolling out these crypto announcements failed the public by communicating like this. And of course, David Sachs, just admit the announcement Sunday was not true, or since it was announced, you pivoted, but please don't pretend we all read into it when it was written in plain and direct language. Several top crypto exchanges now offer a US strategic reserve trading fund with Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, and ADA. Obviously, these exchanges, as well as the entire world, thought that was announced, was in fact what was announced. You will quickly become unpopular if you treat us like we are dumb. I look forward to more clarity on how this will work, the Ripple case ending, tax benefits for crypto, and other bullish news. But whatever you do, announce it and stick to it, please. I agree completely. We were completely misdirected by the president and now David Sachs, because again, David Sachs is telling us, oh, we were reading into it way too much. Reading into it? No, it was literally spelled out to us by the president of the United States. This is why I said, let me spell it out for everyone. Market manipulation. I have been mentioning this since the Trump team launched meme coins. Now we have Trump blaming globalists for manipulation, yet every other week he is pushing tariff threats. Every time Bitcoin hits resistance or the market looks like it's turning around, Trump talks about tariffs, only to delay or switch his stance. Clear market manipulation, not by globalists. The big players are now in control. And yeah, listen, as we really think about what's going on here, we continue to see these, blatant lies being pushed around this space for crypto by these big politicians, no matter who it is. I don't care if it's Trump. I don't care if it's anyone. We are now starting to see ridiculous switches being made. Number one, it was, oh yeah, we're going to support crypto completely. We're going to, fully, back crypto. All of a sudden, when it comes time to actually announce a strategic reserve, we're not even buying Bitcoin. We're not even buying any crypto. No, we're just using confiscated Bitcoin. Last time I checked, that's not supporting crypto. That's simply just slapping a name on something saying, oh, hey, look, it's a strategic reserve. This is all a joke. Everything that we've been seeing so far has been a big joke. Now, don't get me wrong. Have we seen positive developments? 100%. And just like we are seeing over here, yeah, I think that all of this is incredibly bullish for crypto. It would have been great to see all of this just announced instead of us getting made promises about how a crypto strategic reserve would have been including XRP, Solana, and ADA, but instead, we got a stockpile. And the stockpile is not nearly as bullish as the strategic reserve because just like Eleanor is saying over here, in terms of the stockpile, the government will not actively look for ways to purchase more of the assets contained in the stockpile. So it's basically, just a slap in the face. This is why we continue to see these markets. We have significant moves to the upside. Like, look at the last month on Bitcoin. Almost every single time that we, go extremely bearish, we see some big headline. Oh, we're going to see something announced this day, that day. All of a sudden the day comes and it's a big letdown. At this point, nobody is going to be looking forward to any single date. They're not going to be looking at any big, event around the current admin as being extremely bullish anymore. They're just going to think that's going to be one big pump to the upside and then a dump. Because that's so far what's been happening. But the biggest takeaway from all of this is the fact that we were promised one thing and completely given something different. And then we got gaslit by David Sachs saying, oh, you shouldn't have gotten your hopes up. You were reading way too far into this. Yeah. This is ridiculous to me. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you guys did enjoy this video, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.